Did you know that in the United States of America, which is just north of the United States of Mexico, did you know that here that U.S. inhabitants are still having hard times paying their bills? Did you know that inflation is going up? Did it's still going, it's already inflation. Now the inflation is inflating. Did you know that there are people signing bills trying to get them into law where in this racist laws where you can't do anything that makes a white person feel sad or guilty about him or herself based on the past of what white people have done? You can't do that. You can't make them feel bad about their predecessors, even if they are mimicking their predecessors or have a desire like their predecessors. You can't make them feel bad. There are laws that are allowing people to place bounties on people's heads that find out that teachers are teaching or citing or mentioning anything in textbooks that would make them feel bad as white students or whatnot. Also, there's things where they are putting out bounties also on teachers that don't report a student that comes out or speaks to that teacher and or guidance counselor about not being straight. They're trying to make sure that in areas they're trying to make the highest grade level you can attain is 8th grade, and some want to push it back to 6th. They are doing a lot of stupid stuff. They're still trying to push a near $1 trillion military budget through while arguing if they should push back withholding students paying their loans to these bloated schools that don't need the money but want more. There's a lot going on, and people are more concerned about the Ukraine. Just rationally asking you, if you support Ukraine, you're on their side, and you live in the United States of America, what does your support do for the Ukraine or the Ukrainians, their government, their people, their land, the destroyed homes, the ruined families, the loss of life? What does your support do for them? And if you don't support them, what does that do for Russia? And if you don't support them, not in favor of Russia, I think that's balanced. Where do I stand? This is exactly how I handle it. I know because of how I know what bullies look like. I know how the whole scheme functions. Am I on the side of Ukraine? No. But am I in favor of Ukraine getting help and fighting back? Yes. Because it's not right for Vladimir Putin to go and attack a country trying to reclaim soil. Their sovereign nation, they're their own. Let them be. You've got enough. Leave them be. That's my stance. I can say I am all for Ukraine, and that gains me what? Brownie points somewhere with someone? No. We need to focus on home. Let our president-elect handle foreign policy, which is what this is. He's got generals and aides and advisors that will help him make the best choices to help Ukraine, but not say that we are militarily opposing you, Russia. because that's a fine line to walk. That let them handle it. We need to handle home, because Democrats and Republicans are ruining the United States slowly but surely. Republicans jack things up royally, and then the Democrats say, well, we're not really going to change anything. And that's not just because Biden said that. It's because that has literally been what has happened. Can we stop being distracted with stuff that's not going to help us at all, and get into the mental stage of let's rule out, vote out, fight back, and whatever we need to do to get rid of anyone that's helping the wealthy get wealthier, the rich get wealthy, and do what they can to attack the lower, income bracket people, and siphon a little bit more from the middle class, because they only care about the middle class. That's all they talk about. Why? Because they want you, who make barely anything, they want you to support the middle class while getting nothing. The middle class is more or less fine. They are more or less fine. A family of two, husband, wife, or live-in partners, middle class income, living in a home below their means, but it's a really good home, they're fine. It's those that's got two people working or one person working, and it's like you are a screw up from it all going away. Just one, because you don't have enough to set aside, you don't have enough to invest, you don't have enough to really do all that you would like to do. And the truth is, you just got this one life, and don't you want to live it comfortably? Every change that you ever need that's positive can be done in 2 voting cycles. This year and then 2024. I mean, it's right there. I know a lot of people don't like it. I know they don't, because they're envious, jealous, or just bitter. But the truth is, and also they've been, honestly, I would say, brainwashed by Democrat and Republican or liberal and conservative news channels. But voting progressive, voting for other parties, that's the only way to get change in the United States of America. You can't get change by voting for the same people that made it so bad. We need to change our mindsets. We have to. You all have to. Anyone listening, you have to. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And change legitimately begins with the individual you. It really does. Without the power of you, there can be no power of we. And if there is no power of we, which right now there is no power of we, then the power of they, the oligarch, the people in charge, the big corporations, the politicians that take their money, they get all the say. They get all the power. And everyone else just has to suffer and fight amongst themselves over who gave up the power, whose side is right, when both sides are wrong. Democrats, Republicans, they're wrong. They are flat out wrong. You don't need one side that's saying, I'm trying to take you back to the 1950s, and the other side that says, we'll just keep it wherever it is when we get it back from the Republicans. You don't need that. You need people that says, we need to wipe out student debt and student loans. We need universal health care. We need better job security. We need to actually get jobs here, whether it's manufacturing. It can't just be management. It just can't be new CEOs. It can't just be executives and whatnot. It can't just be new lawyers and whatever. You need grunt workers. People that you say, without you, we can't have this. You know, McDonald's, Hardee's, Carl Jr.'s, all these fast food restaurants. Without them, you can't go pick up that quick thing. So stop demonizing them. They're not the problem. They're not the problem. Walmart, don't demonize someone that work at Walmart when you shop there. If you shop there, go there, or been by there, don't demonize it. Demonize how they're treated by their employers. That's what you demonize. Demonize the ones that's not paying them a livable wage. If they're not getting paid $22 an hour, then they're getting paid just enough to not starve. So please keep this in mind. We need better, and we can't get better. We can't get better without the betterment of you. I mean, I'm not talking on behalf of me. I'm talking on behalf of everyone out there who's trying to clothe their children, trying to get them the right uniforms for a charter school or anything like that. Even a public school that might start having a certain dress code. For people that can't afford to give their children lunch or lunch money because they got to store it up for dinner that they're going to eat only once, and it might not be much. For homeless families that don't want to be homeless. They lost their job. They got evicted because there's no conscience in that. They just soulless people, I suppose. You see what I'm saying? These people need help. They don't need you siding or with or against Ukraine. They need you supporting them through your vote, through legitimate charity. So you have to check on who's legitimate or not. You know, you've got to help these people because they need your help. You know, you may need help. You may know someone who need help, and you could probably help them, but you probably not because you can't afford it. You don't make $60 billion a year. You don't make $120 million a month. You don't do that. So you can't help, but they need your help somehow, some way. So please stop being distracted by Ukraine. You know, I'm not in favor of government and whatnot, but in all honesty, and this is crony government, it's bad government, because government is here to serve us, but they serve the big money donors. So that's military, oil, and then other subsidiary companies like Facebook or Apple and things like that. And I mean, right now, I don't know if you realize this, and I'm gonna get up out of here, but right now, if you eat sausage, there is a minimum 20% chance that sausage is going to contain a good amount of fecal matter and urine, because that industry has been deregulated because they paid the money to be deregulated, so they don't have to clean everything properly. They don't have to dispose of things properly. If you eat sausage and certain bacon, that's happening to you. You're eating waste, bad waste, because of deregulation. You know, if your water's starting to taste a little funny, if your water is not clean, not pure, when we have in this country the technology to have the purest water on the planet, you know, it's because they got deregulated. You can look at Flint, Michigan for that, to see how bad this country is. They didn't replace the pipes, and then when they did, they were cheap pipes. They burst, sediment got in, other toxins got in, people's water is all contaminated and nasty. So then the first thing they do is say, blame the black people for not paying their bills. because that's all this country has ever done, is try to get the white people to hate the black people so the white people can feel that they're holier than thou. It's the tactic that's been used for the past 260 years. That tactic has been used. You want favoritism? Well, you're white. We'll help you. Choose our side. Those that we probably, made, night workers back in the day and whatnot, and made you work in the fields in certain ways. But you're our complexion. You're white like us. Don't side with them. I know you've been, destroyed like them, but hey, work with us against them, and you can have all that we have. So what do you think they did? It hasn't changed at all. And nothing changes. Nothing changes. So if we want change, we want better for us. Don't think about the children like that. Think about yourself. If you vote different, if you find better candidates, progressive-minded candidates, not a progressive party, just those that want you to have a better life, get paid more money, not be taxed out the wazoo, and stop giving all these corporate breaks and stuff, to do the right thing for you, by you, with you. Those are the people you want. That's who you want. Find them. They're there. They're out there. They're campaigning. They don't have the thousands and millions of dollars to blast TV airways. They usually go door to door, or they're down there by where people will go vote, where it's your church or the school or rec center, or a clinic. They're out there holding their signs. Please vote for me. I'm trying to help you. Talk to them. See where they are. See what they want. And if you feel like, well, I'll just be throwing my vote away if I vote for them, because I know the other person is going to win, then that means you've already failed. And you don't want to win. You want to go with what's easy. And that's going with the money. Remember, Kennedy, we going to the moon not because it's easy, not because it's there, but because it's hard. That's why we do these things, because they're hard. You take the easy road, you get squished. But it's a hard fight to do what's right. It's really hard to do what's right because there's so much placed against you. And that's why you got to work together, bulldoze that down. Individually, you work as we to bulldoze those doors down, get those votes in, push out these oligarchs, push out these despots, push out these selfish, money-grubbing people. Stop thinking about tribal party, Republican, Democrat, and think about individuals that actually want to do things for you, not say things that we want you to have your freedom. Well, yeah, I'm with that. No. How do you want me to have my freedom? I'm already free. You gotta listen to those things and think about it. Okay, I didn't mean to go this long after I said that I'd be out. I'm sorry. I do apologize for that, but I just want us to stop being distracted by the Ukraine and other things, and just get this country right. Let Biden and others do their best. Hopefully they listen to wisdom and avoid a war, but yet give their assistance to those who are being wrongfully attacked, and that is the Ukraine. Ukraine ain't great. They're doing some horrible stuff. They are. But on the surface, one side attacks the other for no reason other than I just want it. That's wrong. That's wrong. So that's why I would side per se with Ukraine. But other than that, it's just a thought, and I just move on. I don't focus on it. I don't look for groups. I don't try to find echo chambers. I just know that it's wrong what happened to them, and I move on. That's what I've done. So maybe this helps. I don't know. Please leave a comment down there. I know I went too long. Sorry about that. But just leave a comment. If you want to hate on me, hate on me. I went to another channel, so somebody probably signed up here just to hate on me, trying to return something because they don't know exactly how to argue. They don't know how to read and comprehend, so I got to deal with that. But just, I want better things for me, for you. And if we make it better for ourselves by default, it's better for our children by default. So just think about that.